Bonjour à tous, merci beaucoup d'être présents, à ceux qui sont connectés et puis par avance à ceux qui le seront, à ce webinaire Ukraine, Auvergne-Rhône-Alpes, une coopération pour l'industrie et l'innovation.
Good afternoon, everybody, and thanks for taking part into this webinar, which is entitled Ukraine and Auvergne-Rhône-Alpes, a coopération for industry and innovation.
Pensez à à éteindre vos micros pendant le webinaire, sauf intervention bien évidemment. Et pour préciser une nouvelle fois, le webinaire est enregistré afin que nous soyons capables de le partager librement, largement, à la fois au niveau de la région et en Ukraine.
This webinar will be shared both within the region of Rhône-Alpes and in Ukraine as well. So please mute your microphone.
Donc, un petit point sur l'agenda que vous pouvez voir. On va commencer par une introduction. Je reviendrai sur CIMES et la coopération qui nous lie avec APPAU en Ukraine.
So let's start with the agenda and start with an introduction, talking about the cooperation between CIMES and APPAU in Ukraine.
Nous continuerons par l'intervention de Madame Catherine LAFORET, conseillère régionale Auvergne-Rhône-Alpes et présidente de Resacoop, et une intervention, j'ai pas eu le temps, je m'en excuse, de faire le changement, du monsieur, je reprends votre nom, monsieur VASNEVSKYI, conseiller à l'ambassade d'Ukraine en France.
There will then be a speech by Madame LAFORET, who is an elected official from the region Auvergne-Rhône-Alpes and the chairwoman of Resacoop. Then a speech by Mr. VASNEVSKYI, who is an advisor, a counselor in the embassy of Ukraine in France.
Nous poursuivrons par une présentation de monsieur Alexandre YURCHAK, président directeur de l'association APPAU en Ukraine, qui nous présentera son organisation, et ensuite nous échangerons sur les besoins les plus urgents en Ukraine afin de pouvoir identifier des pistes de solutions.
And there will be a presentation by the chairman of APPAU Ukraine Cluster Alliance, Mr. Alexandre YURCHAK, and then there will list the urgent needs and industrial ones in Ukraine, and there will be a session of question and answer sharing.
Très bien, donc commençons la présentation. CIMES est un pôle de compétitivité situé en Auvergne-Rhône-Alpes principalement, dédié à l'ingénierie mécanique, au manufacturing et à la production de performance.
So CIMES is a competitive cluster devoted to mechanical engineering and to manufacturing for intelligent mechanical systems.
Donc notre mission est de coordonner l'écosystème d'innovation régionale, rassemblant des acteurs de l'industrie, des acteurs académiques et des communautés de recherche afin de développer et d'industrialiser les process des produits au service de l'industrie.
So our aim is to coordinate the innovative ecosystem, bringing together stakeholders from the industrial world, academic and research communities in order to think and industrialize processes, products at the service of the industry of the future.
Nous avons un écosystème composé d'un peu plus de 500 organisations du fait de notre lien avec les grappes mécaniciennes régionales qui, comme je l'ai pu le dire, associent entreprises, centres de recherche, partenaires académiques. Vous pouvez voir sur cette présentation les logos de nos principaux membres.
So that the ecosystem of CIMES, as you can see the logos of the main members of CIMES, we have 500 organizations, that's company, research centers, and also academic institutions working on academic research in this area.
Pour le repréciser, mais effectivement, la région Auvergne-Rhône-Alpes est la première région industrielle française, notamment au niveau de l'industrie manufacturière. CIMES en est le pôle de compétitivité référent et nous avons la capacité de pouvoir agir sur de nombreux secteurs industriels, tant traditionnels que plus récents, comme l'automobile, l'aéronautique, l'agroalimentaire, l'agriculture intelligente, la santé, pour ne citer que certains.
So maybe I forgot to mention, but the region Rhône-Alpes is a leading region in France as for manufacturing industry, and CIMES is a cluster and is a reference for all the clusters in the region Auvergne-Rhône-Alpes. We act on many different industrial fields. They can be traditional ones like car industry, food processing, healthcare industry, but also on more innovative ones.
Nous avons un écosystème qui est composé principalement d'entreprises industrielles et plus spécifiquement de PME innovantes. Donc, vous pouvez en voir certaines sur la slide, ils ne sont pas toutes listées. Ces PME innovantes sont au cœur de notre feuille de route car elles permettent de faire le lien entre les besoins industriels et les technologies.
As you can see, we work mainly with industrial companies. They are mainly SMEs, and most of them are innovative SMEs. You cannot see all of them on the slide here, but all the SMEs and the innovation is at the core of our roadmap.
Effectivement, donc toutes ces entreprises-là, ces partenaires académiques, ces centres de recherche, ces centres de compétences sont donc au sein de l'écosystème CIMES et bien évidemment, ce sont des acteurs que l'on peut solliciter, que l'on peut mobiliser au service de notre relation avec l'Ukraine. Donc n'hésitez pas à nous recontacter pour qu'on trouve ensemble des solutions avec nos acteurs.
All these partners, like the academic partners, the competence centers, the research centers, they all belong to our ecosystem, but there are also stakeholders who can be mobilized for a possible cooperation with Ukraine. So please feel free to get in touch with us so we can mobilize them in order to offer you some cooperation.
Notre feuille de route thématique est construite autour de 3 piliers. Manufacturing pour les matériaux et les surfaces, avec une grosse activité autour de la fabrication additive métallique, la robotique et la conception optimisée, notamment autour des enjeux de transition verte pour l'industrie.
Our thematic roadmap is based on 3 pillars. First, engineering for manufacturing materials and surfaces, mainly in the field of metallic additive manufacturing, then integrated robotics and productive efficiency, and optimized engineering for sustainable systems, mainly for green transition.
On est actif au niveau européen en étant partenaire de différents projets. Vous pouvez voir la liste de nos projets européens, notamment ceux qui sont encore en cours ou qui viennent tout simplement de démarrer. Nous pouvons tirer aussi de ces expériences européennes des solutions qui viendront aider les écosystèmes ukrainiens. Notamment, je pense au projet Gemstone où nous avons plus d'1 million d'euros à distribuer via des enveloppes pour financer des projets innovants et les entreprises ukrainiennes pourront être éligibles.
As you can see here is a list of the European projects. There are ongoing projects or projects which have just started. And these stakeholders, all the partners of our European project can also provide solutions maybe for the cooperation for Ukraine. I'm thinking here more specifically of the Gemstone project where we have a 2 million euro budget which could also be provided to Ukrainian companies.
Donc, passons principalement et rapidement sur pourquoi CIMES s'engage pour l'Ukraine. On a signé un partenariat de coopération en juin 2022 avec APPAU et donc Alexandre YURCHAK qui est présent aujourd'hui et décidé de la mise en place d'un plan d'action qui permettra de sensibiliser et de mobiliser nos 2 écosystèmes respectifs pour faire émerger des projets de coopération, de collaboration.
But the question is, is there a cooperation between CIMES and APPAU in Ukraine? As you can see, it was a signature of a partnership agreement in June 2022, and we implemented an action plan in order to mobilize both ecosystems in Auvergne-Rhône-Alpes and in Ukraine.
Première réussite de cette coopération, nous avons déposé début septembre, ça date d'une vingtaine de jours, un premier projet sur un col européen EIC Ukraine qui vise à qui vise à améliorer l'intégration des entreprises ukrainiennes dans les chaînes de valeur européennes.
So the first success, it was signed beginning of September, it means a few days ago, for a call for involving Ukrainian companies into the value chain of the regional industrial ecosystem in Auvergne-Rhône-Alpes.
Donc le webinaire d'aujourd'hui est la première étape de ce plan d'action. Ce plan d'action se poursuivra bien évidemment jusqu'à la fin de l'année et sur l'année prochaine en 2023. L'idée d'ici la fin d'année, c'est de développer, de concrétiser une plateforme entre l'Ukraine et la région Auvergne-Rhône-Alpes pour faciliter les relations de business, pour partager notamment par exemple des offres de services. Et j'ai une petite erreur, mais nous essaierons d'organiser aussi une délégation business en mars 2023 sur le salon Global Industrie à Lyon dans le cadre de l'événement Cluster Meet Regions.
So the first step, which is going to last until 2023, but by the end of 2022, we wish to have developed a platform between Ukraine and the Auvergne-Rhône-Alpes region in order to share service offers. And what we wish to do is to invite a business delegation for the c'est quoi? C'était la réunion
Global Industry.
For the Global Industry meeting in March in Lyon. We wish to invite a Ukrainian delegation. Sorry.
Thank you. La coopération entre nos deux associations CIMES et APPAU a l'ambition plutôt de se concrétiser de différentes manières en apportant à l'Ukraine de l'aide et du soutien de manière générale, mais aussi et principalement aux acteurs industriels et manufacturing de différentes manières, notamment en soutenant l'innovation en Ukraine.
The cooperation between CIMES and APPAU has the ambition of providing help to Ukraine, mainly for the industrial sector, but to manufacturing industry.
Donc voilà, si vous avez des questions sur ces coopérations, n'hésitez pas de votre côté en Ukraine à contacter Alexandre ou de mon côté en France à me contacter moi-même et nous y répondrons et voir comment cette coopération peut vous être bénéfique.
So should you have any questions or proposals, please feel free to get in touch with Alexandre for the Ukrainian side and with me for the French side to see how we can develop cooperation.
Merci beaucoup, j'en ai fini pour ma part. Nous allons passer à l'intervention de Madame Catherine LAFORET, conseillère régionale à la région Auvergne-Rhône-Alpes et présidente du réseau Resacoop. Madame LAFORET, merci de votre participation, de votre intervention. Et puis, floor is yours.
So I'm going to give the floor to Madame Catherine LAFORET, who is an elected official from the Auvergne-Rhône-Alpes region and the president of the network Resacoop. The floor is yours.
Okay. Merci. Bonjour à tous. Donc, je représente aujourd'hui la région Auvergne-Rhône-Alpes, son président Laurent Wauquiez et son vice-président Philippe Meunier, qui est donc délégué aux relations internationales. Je vous prie donc d'excuser leur absence et en leur nom, je tiens à vous réaffirmer l'entier soutien et solidarité de la région Auvergne-Rhône-Alpes envers le peuple ukrainien.
Good afternoon. I represent today the Auvergne-Rhône-Alpes region, the President, Mr. Wauquiez, and the Vice President, Mr. Meunier, in charge of international relations. They could not be here with us today, and they wish to apologize. And in their name, on their behalf, I wish to reassert the support and solidarity of the region Auvergne-Rhône-Alpes to the Ukrainian people.
Je salue l'initiative du cluster CIMES de l'organisation de ce webinaire dans le cadre de leur partenariat de coopération avec l'APPAU.
I welcome the initiative of the CIMES cluster, the organization of this webinar in the framework of the partnership with APPAU.
Dès le 24 février, le président Wauquiez annonçait la suspension de l'ensemble des partenariats et coopérations avec la Russie. Un fonds régional d'urgence de 300 000 € a été voté en mars dernier, ainsi que la mise en œuvre d'un programme d'intervention pour l'Ukraine.
As from February the 24th, the President Wauquiez announced he suspended all the partnerships and cooperation with Russia. An emergency regional fund of 300,000 euros was voted last March, as well as the implementation of a program of intervention in Ukraine.
L'objectif de ce fonds était d'apporter très rapidement une aide financière aux ONG et autres acteurs confrontés à des coûts de mise en place d'une aide d'urgence humanitaire.
So the aim of this fund was to provide very quickly financial help to the NGOs and all the stakeholders who face the cost of implementing a humanitarian emergency aid.
12 subventions ont été accordées à ce jour à la Croix-Rouge française, au Triangle Génération Humanitaire, aux Hospices civils de Lyon, à Bioport pour l'acheminement de matériel médical, à l'aide médicale et caritative France-Ukraine, à Secouristes sans frontières, qui a organisé 3 missions en Ukraine pour acheminer du matériel médical, des couches et du lait, à l'aide Action internationale pompiers, aux pompiers humanitaires français, au groupe d'intervention et de secours qui a activé un dispensaire médical en Pologne et à la fondation Diana Yastremska.
12 subsidies have been granted up to now to the French Red Cross, to the Triangle Génération Humanitaire, to the Hospice Civil de Lyon, it's the hospitals in Lyon, Bioport, which is in charge of transporting medical material, to Aide Médicale Caritative France-Ukraine, Secouristes sans frontières, which organize 3 missions in Ukraine to bring medical material, diapers and milk, to Aide Action Internationale Pompiers, to Pompiers Humanitaires de France, to a group of intervention and emergency, which build up a medical dispensary in Poland, and to the foundation of Diana Yastremska.
Nous avons aussi mis en place une aide de 2 000 € à destination des étudiants ukrainiens inscrits pour l'année scolaire 2021-2022 dans l'un des établissements d'enseignement supérieur de la région, afin qu'ils puissent poursuivre leur cursus de formation, la guerre entraînant un certain nombre de conséquences graves pour la bonne conduite de leur scolarité.
We also granted a help of 2,000 euros to the Ukrainian students who were enrolled for the year 2021-2022 in one of the higher education institutions of the region, so they can keep on their studies, because we are aware that war means for them some quite serious consequences for following their courses.
Ainsi, lors de la commission permanente du 25 mai dernier, nous avons voté l'attribution de cette bourse à 133 étudiants, représentant un budget de 260 000 €.
So, during the permanent commission of May the 25th, we voted the granting of this grant to 136 students, which means a budget of 266,000 euros.
Au titre de la formation professionnelle, une formation en français langue étrangère à visée professionnelle dans les métiers de bouche en faveur des déplacés est organisée dans le département du Puy-de-Dôme.
In the framework of professional training, a training in French as a foreign language for professional objectives for the gastronomy field was organized for the displaced person in the department of Puy-de-Dôme, which is a department of the Région Auvergne-Rhône-Alpes.
2 autres projets sont en cours d'élaboration dans les secteurs de la vente et de la maintenance industrielle en Isère et dans le secteur soins esthétiques en Haute-Savoie.
2 other projects are ongoing in the field of sales, industrial maintenance in the department of Isère, and in the field of cosmetics in the department of Haute-Savoie.
La région mène d'autres actions. Elle a acquis 500 ouvrages du Petit Prince de Saint-Exupéry en français et ukrainien afin de les remettre aux familles qui apprennent la langue française.
That other action being led by the region bought 500 books of Saint-Exupéry, Le Petit Prince, Little Prince, in French and in Ukrainian, and they were given to the families who wished to learn the French language.
Je voulais aussi évoquer que des échanges sont également en cours avec la région Malopolska en Pologne, région avec laquelle nous sommes liés par une convention de coopération, des échanges portant sur un soutien aux hôpitaux de Cracovie qui accueillent des blessés ukrainiens.
Yeah. I also wanted to mention that there's exchanges with the region Malopolska in Poland, a region with which we have a convention of cooperation. And these exchanges are related to a support to the hospitals of Krakow who have welcome Ukrainian wounded civilians.
Nous avons aussi facilité la livraison de 24 tonnes d'eau à destination de la Croix-Rouge en Pologne et en Ukraine.
We also contributed to the delivery of 24 tons of water for the Red Cross in Poland and in Ukraine.
Toutes ces actions engagées par notre région pour soutenir le peuple ukrainien représentent un budget total en 2022 de plus de 650 000 €.
All these actions engaged by our region to support the Ukrainian people account for a total budget of more than 650,000 € for the year 2022.
Par ailleurs, le réseau régional multi-acteurs Resacoop, dont je suis la présidente, conseille et accompagne les organisations d'Auvergne-Rhône-Alpes engagées dans des actions de coopération et de solidarité internationale. Nous avons organisé 2 webinaires, un portant sur les modalités de l'hébergement citoyen et un second sur la mobilisation pour l'Ukraine.
Moreover, the regional network with multi-stakeholders, Resacoop, of which I am the president, is here to advise and accompany organizations of the Auvergne-Rhône-Alpes region who work in actions of cooperation and international solidarity. We organized 2 webinars, one about the modality of citizen welcome and the second on mobilization for Ukraine.
Et plus récemment, le 16 septembre 2022 à Vichy, lors du 18e congrès des régions de France, le président Laurent Wauquiez a rencontré l'ambassadeur d'Ukraine en France.
More recently, on September 16, 2022, in Vichy, during the 18th Congress of the Region of France, the President, M. Wauquiez, met the ambassador of Ukraine in France.
Lors de cette rencontre, il a été annoncé l'organisation d'assises relatives à l'aide à la reconstruction en Ukraine en janvier 2023.
During this meeting, they announced the organization of a conference related to the help to the reconstruction in Ukraine in January 2023.
Elles feront suite à une rencontre organisée par le ministère de l'Économie et des Finances en octobre 2022 à Paris.
There will follow a meeting organized by the Ministry of Economy and Finance in October 2022 in Paris.
La région s'engage dès la fin de la guerre et dès la souveraineté du peuple ukrainien retrouvée à contribuer à la reconstruction des infrastructures, tout particulièrement celles du domaine médical, à l'instar de ce que nous faisons déjà au Mali, au Liban et en Irak, au titre de nos coopérations internationales.
The region is committed, as soon as the war is finished and as soon as the Ukrainian people has recovered its sovereignty, to contribute to the rebuilding of infrastructures, mainly of medical infrastructure, as what we are already doing in Mali, Lebanon and Iraq on behalf of our international cooperations.
Nous sommes et serons fortement mobilisés auprès des acteurs économiques de notre région, car les besoins en Ukraine restent et resteront très importants concernant notamment la reconstruction.
So we are strongly mobilized, and we will remain mobilized with the economic stakeholders of our region, because the needs in Ukraine will remain very important, namely due to the reconstructions.
Voilà, je vous remercie.
Thank you very much.
Merci beaucoup, Madame Laforêt, pour votre intervention, pour la précision de l'ensemble des actions que la région mène. Et merci encore de votre soutien à ce webinaire et à l'action de CIMES en Ukraine grâce à la coopération que l'on a avec APPAU.
Thank you very much for your support to this webinar, and thank you also for your support to the cooperation between CIMES and APPAU.
Nous allons passer à l'intervention de M. Bohdan VASNEVSKYI, conseiller à l'ambassade d'Ukraine en France, et nous enchaînerons par l'intervention de M. YURCHAK, qui nous présentera les besoins et les opportunités de travail avec l'Ukraine. M. Bohdan, à vous.
Bohdan VASNEVSKYI, the floor is you, advisor at the Embassy of Ukraine in France.
Dear colleagues, thank you very much. It's an honor for me to be present here. I would like to start by the words that we are grateful. If you don't mind, I would pass in French just few words. Je voulais dire que dans les temps durs, il est important d'avoir des vrais amis sur vos côtés. Et vous êtes pour nous des vrais amis. Et je vous assure que les Ukrainiens garderont dans les cœurs notre gratitude envers vous à jamais. Thank you very much for all that you are doing for Ukraine. What can I say in brief? The situation remains tense. As you know, unfortunately, this morning, Russian Federation committed another act of state terrorism against Ukraine. It's a pure genocide. They shoot at Zaporizhia. They killed 25 innocent people, women, children. They are losing ground in the front. They can do nothing against the Ukrainian army. So that's why they are trying to kill as much as possible civil population. As I said, it's a clear state terrorism. We cannot allow them to do this.
Excusez-moi, je vais traduire en français.
Ah, pardon.
Oui, donc je voudrais d'abord faire un bref retour sur la situation. La situation est stable, malheureusement. La Fédération russe a encore commis un acte de terrorisme d'État que l'on peut qualifier de génocide à Zaporizhia. Ils ont tiré et tué 25 personnes innocentes, des femmes et des enfants. L'armée russe est en train de perdre du terrain et ils ne peuvent rien faire contre l'armée ukrainienne. Mais nous ne pouvons pas leur permettre de continuer à commettre ces actes de terrorisme d'État.
Merci, madame.
Excusez-moi, juste avant que vous poursuiviez, pour la traduction en français, est-ce que c'est possible que vous la fassiez en parallèle ou vous devez la faire au niveau des pauses à chaque fois? Si
oui, on peut... en direct.
Non, c'est que...
Si vous n'êtes pas contre, j'ai quelques informations. Bref, je peux le parler en français si vous n'êtes pas contre. Et après, je vais traduire à mes amis, à mes compatriotes. Ils vont comprendre tout, je pense. En bref, merci beaucoup pour tout ce que vous faites. Qu'est-ce que fait l'ambassade? D'abord, c'est les partenariats interrégionaux. Peut-être vous avez entendu, nous avons quelques succès. Surtout, il y a le partenariat entre Île-de-France et la région de Tchernigiv. Nous avons aussi le partenariat entre Grand Est et région de Kharkiv. Nous avons créé déjà des groupes de travail. Ils se rencontrent presque chaque semaine. Voilà, pendant cette conversation, on essaie de comprendre quels sont les besoins de nos régions. Voilà, c'est comme ça qu'on travaille. Pour cette raison, je vous invite aussi, la région Auvergne-Rhône-Alpes, peut-être comme un voyage. Je comprends que vous êtes déjà engagé en plusieurs activités, mais nous pouvons vous proposer une région ukrainienne avec lequel vous pourriez visiter, votre président pourrait visiter. Nous avons eu, par exemple, hier, je parlais avec M. Hervé Morin. Quelques jours avant, nous avons eu la rencontre avec M. Musulier, avec M. Bono. Nous leur invitons de visiter l'Ukraine et de signer un partenariat. Et puis travailler par ce partenariat. I said that we are working entre les regions of France and Ukraine. We invite to take part in Ukrainian reconstruction. Madame, si vous n'êtes pas contre, encore quelques signaux. D'abord, notre président a annoncé une initiative United 24. Je suis sûr que vous avez entendu. Il y a le site Internet où sont marqués tous nos besoins. Aussi, notre président a présenté un programme de Recovery Fund. C'est un grand fonds qui travaillera dans un triangle où il y a le gouvernement français, les compagnies françaises et les régions ukrainiennes. Par notre estimation, maintenant, le marché de recovery est presque $1 trillion. Les compagnies françaises, ils peuvent venir. Ils pourront pas seulement montrer leur solidarité, mais aussi gagner. C'est possible. Alors, je suis prêt de vous envoyer les matériels de Recovery Fund. Vous avez montré que plusieurs compagnies françaises prennent part dans le CIMES. Nous les invitons aussi de prendre part en ce programme. Voilà. Vous avez mentionné aussi une conférence avec Bercy. Nous l'organisons, mais plutôt en fin de cette année. Monsieur le Président de la République française est invité. Nous allons inviter aussi le Premier ministre ukrainien qui va venir ici à Paris. Ça sera un événement d'un grand pouvoir, si j'ose dire. Voilà. En bref, merci. I think I'm sorry that I didn't do it in English, but своїм колегам я перескажу, шановні друзі, я стисло повідомив, що працюємо на рівні регіонів і що запрошуємо регіон Auvergne-Rhône-Alpes взяти під свій під відновлення, під реконструкцію певний регіон України. Merci, thank you. I'm ready to answer any questions. Pardonnez-moi. C'est un peu chaotique.
No, that's okay. Thank you very much for all this information. Really interesting, and I'm sure that we will continue supporting you, and you can rely on us to do the best and the most for Ukraine at the regional level. Thank you very much,
Merci beaucoup.
Monsieur VASNEVSKYI.
Merci.
Nous allons passer maintenant à Monsieur Alexandre YURCHAK, CEO of APPAU, to present the Ukrainian ecosystem and what are the opportunities of work between our region and Ukraine. Alexandre, up to you now, if you want to share your screen.
Yeah. Do you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Direct pour Madame.
Yeah. Hello, everybody. Bonjour, Monsieur, Dames. So I will present you a bit our association, Ukrainian Cluster Alliance, and as Loïc said, I will talk about opportunity we have today and challenges as well in our collaboration with Cluster CIMES. So briefly about our association. So we are not so big as the CIMES, but anyway, we are leader in Ukraine in the movement Industry 4.0. So Loïc, there is no need for the pause. I can speak.
No, you can continue in English. It will be translated directly.
In parallel.
Oui, je suis en train de traduire en simultané pour Madame.
Ok,
Donc,
très bien.
Très
bien. Merci. Ouais,
si quelqu'un d'autre a besoin de traduction en français.
Yeah. So our ecosystem is based around local player in different categories you see on the screen, like industrial end user, control, and IT system integrator.
Alexandre, can you share the screen? There's no slides for now.
Yeah, it's
actually for me there's no slide. I don't know if someone has a problem. That's perfect.
Yeah, okay.
You can continue, thank you.
Yeah. And typically we play the role like ecosystem and collective asset builders. We do the function of coordination orchestration in ecosystem. We work on standardization, and of course we have the program of internationalization of our actors and members. What we do, typically we in our ecosystem, we promote heavily the concept and technology industry 4.0. We have the strategy of development industry 4.0. We keep many activity on market educations, on promotion, local innovator, as I said, about standardization. There are some project international cooperation. We are leader in Ukraine of cluster development. We work as well on smart specialization of Ukrainian regions. And what is maybe new in last year, we started also to promote sustainable and circular manufacturing. So this is a map of our innovator in Industry 4.0. We have more than 100, and many of them are member of our association. Of course, there is a very hard, very heavy impact of the war on Ukrainian economy, and it is concern as well of our member. I would see just one sentence, just was one test that almost 50% of small and medium enterprise stop the work in Ukraine. And typically it refers to many members of our association, of our cluster, Ukrainian Cluster Alliance, which had to relocate from eastern and south regions to western and central Ukraine. And you know that many women, they immigrated to Europe, to other countries. And of course, it's touched many industries. You see the figures on the screen on the left. So the general loss is estimated as $600 billion US. Of course, we face the main challenge, if I resume by one sentence, it's how to be resilient in these times. And our first response, which should be united. So we APPAU, our association, we had the leader of cluster united in Ukraine, and in March we formed this Ukrainian Cluster Alliance. So it's with slogan that professional should be united and work together for Ukraine to resist in economic front. Firstly, today we have in Ukrainian Cluster Alliance different clusters. Altogether they are 37. They grouped by different industry you see on the screen. And mainly we facilitate the work of cluster, which called here engineering, automation, machineries, which I think the most closer to the specialization of CIMES cluster, our French colleagues. Of course, we survey, we ask our cluster about their needs, about their member, and main challenges they face today. It's about the in the order like you see. The first one is about orders. Yeah, it's obviously because we have sharp decreasing of internal market volume. The order, so we are looking for order for jobs, and typically that's why we develop this export internationalization strategy. We face still many challenges with logistics, with relaunch of production, especially it touches clusters and enterprises which were relocated from east and south Ukraine to different regions. Of course, enterprise face problems with staff, yeah, because it's becomes much more difficult to maintain the staff, to motivate people and so on. And yes, and of course with supplier, for example, many suppliers, they ask only, they refuse to make prepayment to Ukrainian customers. Yeah, so it's only post-payment. So all these are challenges, and the question how we react in cluster alliance, in our association, and so on. So the first things, and I just copied this slide from the last conference in Prague just a few days ago. My colleagues, Olga Trofimova, they told there about change of paradigm. Yeah, and this is important, I think, message for our French and European colleagues, because the war in Ukraine is not just our war. So our economic front is just not just our economic front. I think it's common challenge for whole Europe, for whole civilized world, because this war really might faces a challenge for our people on which side you are. So and what is the message about change of paradigm? Because the old paradigms that we should be focused, I mean, in businesses, on some very businesses, you know, concept like cost, quality, times, and so on. Everything is typically concern of manufacturing today is changing. Yeah, because we everybody learn how to be more human-centric, more sustainable, more resilient, and this is a like value of a new paradigm. So it looks a bit maybe abstract, even emotional, but what we do in practice, how we cooperate with European colleagues. Here are a few examples. For example, thanks to European Commission, we created on European Cluster Collaboration Platform marketplace where Ukrainian enterprise can put their needs, and typically European enterprise can put their offer. So far, this mechanism can work, you know, already digitize it and maybe more transparent. As Loïc MARIN mentioned it, we started collaboration with cluster CIMES on June, and very quickly we had regular meeting, and in mid of July we started cooperation big European consortium, which is called well, support of Ukrainian tech startup. And I'm really happy and proud that we cooperated very closely with Loïc to prepare this application. So we submitted at the beginning of September, and today we are just waiting. And I hope very much that we will win, and it will be really success. But anyway, it's already success just because we consider it many typical issue for Ukrainian ecosystem. And what we plan to do in the next period is really how to cooperate with part of this application, part of this call. Another example comes from Italy and the American CSIA, Control System Integrator Association. So we joined it to association on free-based, and this is a very good example because we launched our program, which calls Ambassador Industry for Ukraine. By the way, Loïc is as well is our ambassador, and typically these guys, they promote Ukraine, promote international cooperation. So this is the slogan, professionals for Ukraine, how professionals in different countries can help Ukraine. For example, Luigi De Bernardini from Italy, he organized an initiative, An Hour for Ukraine. It's about financial aid, and we gathered 15,000 euro, which really was great support of our association, of our members, especially on springtime, on the beginning of the war. Another example comes from Czech Republic. We go maybe with Czech Republic, the scenario we call building bilateral agenda in Industry 4.0. It's the same scenario we are going to go with with cluster CIME. Yeah, what does it include, this agenda? We are talking about common project in Horizon and I4MS program. We are talking about trade mission, as Loïc mentioned it. Next week we will have a big trade business mission in Brno. It will be a big trade fair. So there is delegation of 15 Ukrainian people, different clusters, which go to Brno. Of course, we plan inside of this mission separate Czech-Ukrainian conference, Industry 4.0, and we plan we are talking about new project in collaboration in advanced manufacturing. So this is very general, and I'd like just to talk, maybe just switch directly to the next topic about urgent needs. So the needs, number one of our community is, as I said, is about order. How to get the order, and of course, you may ask, what can we do? Because, as I said, there are many restrictions in Ukraine. So the first position that we're ready to remote work, and typically our association, it includes many Ukrainian control system integrator. We can say that they are the core of our association. And today we have many free engineers. They have with very good experience, with experiences many different industry, many control systems based on European supplier like Schneider Electric, Siemens, Allen, Rockwell Automation, American, and so on. And they already have experience to work abroad like subcontractor. And of course, they can be subcontracted or outsourced for different work by member of CIMES, for example, or other manufacturing in France. So this is here just a few name of our members, the most known in our association on the Ukrainian market, and typically they are different from different industry. For example, Thinking Service is known as a big contractor. They can build turnkey plant in different industry, especially food industry. They have experience working with a big French group like Crystal Sugar, as they built together a sugar plant in Algeria, for example. Or another player like Infocom Ltd, they have experience to work with big group like Cargill. Today they automate 20 plant of Cargill through worldwide, and many others. I will not talk about everybody. There are IT company with very experienced in industrial applications like Soft Elegance at Enterprise. They work with algorithm of artificial intelligence and many similar. So typically we're talking about this database, which is really ready to go abroad, to go international. And as my colleagues Bohdan and VASNEVSKYI mentioned it about national program which already built by Ukrainian government, I also would like to tell a few words about this program, because typically there is question in our foreign colleagues as well in Ukrainian enterprise, where is our place in this really huge program? Because whatever sector or direction you take, you see the figures, it's really huge figures. For example, to build rebuild environment, it's $20 billion US, or something more closer to us, it's maybe grow value-added sector economy. It's about manufacturing. It's also about $50 billion US. So this program is called Recovery, and it's not just about a recovery of regions affected by the war. it is as well about many other regions of Ukraine which needs today modernization and reconstruction. So we try to build the link to this big program. With our offer, we can cooperate in at cluster level in Ukrainian Cluster Alliance, in APPAU. So typically we developed and we proposing to our partners, let's say, program or project of maybe lower scale, but more understandable and more acceptable to go in. It can be like just explain it as a program or project in outsourcing, in industrial engineering, or maybe what is close to CIMES cluster is about development of network of digital innovation hub in Ukraine, because we have just, well, 2 hubs in Ukraine, and it's really very important to develop this network to support SMEs. And many other projects you see on the screen, they need intervention, they need aid from our colleagues, our partner in France, and we are ready to cooperate in these projects. So I just finish maybe with resuming this agenda we try to build with Loïc, with cluster CIMES. So the first point that maybe in its upper level, we try to review and to build maybe a more resilient industrial policy and program in Ukraine. And for this, you can help us with replication of your program in industrial development. Yeah, because we know that France is much ahead in Industry 4.0, in advanced manufacturing. So you can help us in the area of policy making, what is crucial today, not just from central government, but also for Ukrainian regions. Of course, we can collaborate in advanced manufacturing, what I just explaining about outsourcing, but it can be many other programs in building Industry 4.0 agenda. In association, we have 17 universities, and we work closely with many of them. So, of course, we are interested in how to build a modern education program, how to prepare talent for manufacturing and other sectors. And of course, we have maybe more specialized program in sector which today are key for Ukraine, like agri-food, yeah, because we are talking about food security, and not just Ukraine, but worldwide, about construction, just because infrastructure building sector will be should be recovered in many regions of Ukraine. And of course, agenda of Horizon of innovation program is as well very close to us, and we are ready to cooperate here. So this is briefly about what we need, and I end with this slide. Stand with Ukraine. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Alexandre, for the presentation, for this really interesting information for us in Auvergne-Rhône-Alpes that we will be happy to share with our companies and academic partners in order to support you in the identified sectors that you mentioned. You also mentioned different opportunities to work with you via the platform from Mississippi, if I understood well, where we can share offers and services, which is really, really interesting for us as an ecosystem and for our companies, because I know that some of our companies have already expressed the will to cooperate with Ukraine, and they want to find useful and let's say SME friendly tools, and this platform will help our companies. I know that for example, there's maybe is connected Monsieur Arlandis, which is a representative of a regional company which is called Miakato, which made a tool for the defense sector, for example. So it can be really interesting for Monsieur Arlandis, this kind of tool, to express his expertise and to find partners in Ukraine. So, Monsieur Arlandis, we are going to talk about this together, but you have seen some tools for you to use to use and to share your expertise. Do you have any questions from French partners or from Ukrainian partners? Maybe Ukrainian partners, you have some remarks, comments, wishes that you would like to express to French partners in order to help you more or to help you the way you want. Is there any question from Ukrainian partners or French partners, for example? Whatever. Doesn't seem, actually, there's no question in the chat. Actually, as I said in the introduction, this webinar is the first step to better know each other, to know what are the needs in Ukraine and how we can help you. The idea is to share this webinar to the different ecosystems in order to create cooperation in projects. I was sorry, I was reading the comment. There's comment. I think the best will be contact name within companies members of the clusters in Ukraine. It could be done, I guess, Alexandre, to share some contacts, detailed contacts within the companies in order to create more personal links between the different actors in Ukraine and in France.
Yeah, of course.
So we can discuss. I don't know if we will share all the contacts we have, but the idea is to identify, just to come back to the comment of Monsieur Arlandis, is to come back to the specific need expressed and to identify in Ukraine or in France the specific contact names that we can share together to make projects. Maybe we could have Alexandre email and Strand. Yeah. I can give you, if you, well, perfect. Alexandre put his email in the chat. So, Monsieur Arlandis, do not hesitate to contact Alexandre, to put me in contact if you want, in order to keep in touch regarding your needs and your expressions.
Yeah, maybe. Look,
yeah.
Maybe I have questions from our community. Maybe you can say a few words, because we have, I see in our audience, several guys from university, from innovative ecosystem. A few words about your project. You mentioned in your presentation. Yeah, what are, let's say, opportunity for collaboration? Because you mentioned is that Ukraine enterprise can participate, but maybe you can add some details. What is mechanism and what are steps to do it?
Yeah, the idea, so if you refer to the project Gemstone, so it is a quite recent project because it started in September 2022, so it's just 1 month ago. It's a project funded under Euroclusters program, which is a project dedicated to the green transition of industry. We have more than 1 million euros via vouchers, so little funding to until 60K euros to fund innovative project. And the project must be trans-European, so it must associate 2 companies from 2 different countries, mandatory. So Ukrainian partners can be eligible. We can fund the project from Ukraine because Ukraine is part of the COSME area, or I don't know if it's still the name, but you are part of the area eligible for the funds. So it is something that can be used by the Ukrainian companies to receive fund and to develop innovation. It will be open next year, so it is not immediate. You cannot apply for that now, but it will be open next year. Let's hope for Ukraine that the war the war will be finished at this time, and the time of recovery will come to help you and to better develop innovation. So we have this project, but it is just one among 29 others. So you will have the possibility for Ukrainian companies to find many opportunities to be funded by European funds. But also, there's not only European collaboration, we can also collaborate at local and regional level by the cooperation between companies. So do not hesitate to contact us. I know that one of your colleagues, and I do not remember the name, contact me for with an offer from a Ukrainian startup developing a specific technology. They identify a company in the region which is Pfeiffer Vacuum. So it is something that we can do actually to collect your needs, to collect your offers, and to share it with our companies. Doesn't mean that it will be positive at the end, but it is the first step to be better known at regional level, to be better known by our companies, and to find business opportunities. So do not hesitate to do that, to send it to Alexandre, and he can forward me your needs, or directly to me, whatever you want. But it is something that we can do easily, actually.
Okay, thank you. And maybe the question to Ukrainian colleagues, does it make sense to do some more specific exchange? For example, if you go to the website of CIMES, you can realize many innovative solution, many innovative product, as Loïc mentioned it. You mentioned about 40 solutions, right?
There's in the slide, there's 40 innovative SMEs, but there are quite more actually. 40 innovative SMEs that are what we call the core of the heart of our ecosystem, which are the most innovative companies that we have in the regional ecosystem under CIMES. And we can mobilize this company. If you have a specific need, if you want to develop a product, if you want to improve your process, if you want to develop a technology, do not hesitate to contact us with the need, and we will identify the right contact to put you in touch with. We will do this easily, and let's continue to do this collaboration this way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I just thought that maybe we can make a change around this innovation, or let's say 10 innovation solutions from your side, 10 innovation solutions from our side, just to make this, researcher or innovative company together, like B2B, face-to-face. Of course, in online, but just to understand what is your level of your innovations, and from your side, you can see what a Ukrainian innovator can propose. And so far, just to maybe to find some touch points. What do you think?
It could be a great way to better identify what we have in CIMES, what you have also in Ukraine, and to continue sharing in these 10 main areas. Let's say we can do it. We can start doing it by the end of 2022. Let's say continue working on that. I just want to mention also, I said it in introduction, but we will organize in March 2023 one European event which is called Clusters Meet Regions. It will take place in Lyon during the Global Industry Fair, which is a very big industrial fair. The idea is to organize a business delegation, a trade fair from Ukraine, to come in Lyon to see what we have at the regional level and how these stakeholders can help you when you're back in Ukraine. So we will continue working on that with Alexandre. You will be associated to this delegation. and we will do it quite quickly because March is quite it's coming fastly. So keep this in mind also, that we will you will have this opportunity to come in Auvergne-Rhône-Alpes to discover the regional ecosystem and to create business links between you and our companies.
Yeah, thank you. So we already talked about that. Of course, we'd like to go to Lyon and to participate as we go next week to Brno in Czech Republic. Maybe just to inform and to ask Mr. Bohdan VASNEVSKYI about well, maybe we will need your support. I don't know, from organization point of view, some other aspects. But this is also a question to you. What is the situation today? How many exchange do we have between France and Ukraine? And for each industry, typically you support this exchange.
Well, the contact is rather active, of course. You mean contact in high tech or in industry? There is an intergovernmental commission which is working. We have many contacts concerning military equipment. That's what we need now. But yes, I think we are rather in a rather active dialogue, also with the French regions.
Yeah,
we took part in a forum of regions in France, in Vichy. In 1 month, there will be a very powerful event in the level of mayor of French cities. We are also invited there. We will take part. We will present our cities to create a new jumelage, побратимство. So that's it.
Yeah, so just to inform you, maybe I switch to my another role, like head of Ukrainian Cluster Alliance, that we have other, beside of APPAU, of Association of Industrial Automation, we have as a cluster, we can maybe develop partnership. For example, you mentioned it about military technology. Today, we coordinate in the Ukrainian Cluster Alliance dual-use technologies, and we have many members, manufacturers, which are ready to cooperate, and it's a really very hot topic today in the Ukrainian Cluster Alliance, dual-use technologies. As well, we have food cluster, and by the way, they participate in Paris exhibition next month or this month, just in 2 weeks. CL, I don't remember the name of a trade fair, but it will be in Paris. And what you told about exchange between mayor is also very interesting for us, as far as we launch. It is one of the topic next week in Czech Republic about smart regions. So all topics about how to do smart cities, smart regions are very interesting for us. And we also ready to cooperate in these topics.
Thank you for all this information. I saw at the Région Auvergne-Rhône-Alpes, you raised the hand, but was it a mistake or if it was for questions? Your mic is off if you want to. No, mic is off again.
Est-ce que vous m'entendez?
Perfect. That's
Loïc.
okay now. Yeah.
Oui, voilà, je voulais juste partager avec vous une information, peut-être que vous avez déjà à votre connaissance. En fait, la semaine prochaine, une délégation donc menée par Philippe Meunier, qui est vice-président délégué donc aux relations internationales, une délégation donc d'entreprises sera présente en République tchèque à Brno. Donc, je pense que cette rencontre est certainement prévue et envisagée entre votre délégation ukrainienne et la délégation de la région Auvergne-Rhône-Alpes. Voilà, donc déjà la semaine prochaine, vous pourrez échanger sur tout ce que l'on fait avec eux.
I just wanted to share a piece of information with you. Next week, there will be a delegation of the Auvergne-Rhône-Alpes region under the leadership of Monsieur Meunier, a delegation of businesses which will be present in Brno, in the Czech Republic. So I guess there will be a meeting between your delegation and the delegation of Auvergne-Rhône-Alpes.
Yes. Thanks. It's important information. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, that I missed. I'm sorry, but thank you for the information. Let's hope that we will find time to meet in Brno in Czech Republic. It will be a first contact with the regional ecosystem of Auvergne-Rhône-Alpes that we can continue obviously in the coming months until March. For this fair that I hope we will be able to create a business delegation from Ukraine. I see that the time is running. Do you have any last questions, remarks, comments, wishes, whatever you want? Otherwise, you have my email for the French partners. You have also the contact of Alexandre in Ukraine. You can contact both of us for any demand, any wish to collaborate between Auvergne-Rhône-Alpes and Ukraine. And we will do our best and most for you to make these wishes becoming a success. Any question or not? I don't see any hand raised or any message in the chat. So we will conclude if you're okay, Alexandre. Thank you very much all for this first webinar. Just the first step before many actions, let's hope, between Auvergne-Rhône-Alpes and Ukraine. I want to thank Madame LAFORET. Thank you for your intervention and being part of this webinar and all the really important information you shared to our Ukrainian partners. Merci beaucoup pour votre présence, votre temps. Et j'espère que, and I hope, but I'm sure that we will find other opportunity between CIMES and the regions to continue collaborating for Ukraine. Donc merci et à bientôt pour les prochaines actions en Ukraine, je l'espère. Thank you, Bohdan VASNEVSKYI from the Embassy of Ukraine in France. Merci beaucoup pour votre présence aussi, for the information you shared, and let's continue sharing if you want, and let's continue acting. You can rely on us, you can rely on CIMES for helping Ukraine and the industrial actors the best we can. We will do the best. Thank you very much for being here today. Merci beaucoup, Alexandre. Thank you, Alexandre, for your presence, for this cooperation between CIMES and APPAU. And let's hope that this cooperation will last for a long time between Auvergne-Rhône-Alpes and Ukraine. Thank you for the participant, for being here, for listening to us. And let's continue sharing to make collaboration between Auvergne-Rhône-Alpes and Ukraine a success. Merci à tous. À très bientôt. This webinar will be shared to all of you, and I'm available for you to help you. Thank you.
Thanks, Loïc.
Thank you. Stay
Thanks,
safe.
everybody.
Stay safe. See you very soon.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye bye.